Hey, beautiful. Welcome to Unapologetic at 50. I am your host, Sharon Fields. This is an uncapped community discussing real life issues. In your 50s, you have the right to say, I have no time for games, never regretting the past or apologizing for wanting a better future. Join me and special guests as we discuss topics and provide tools to navigate our midlife challenges. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Unapologetic at 50. And I am your host, Sharon Fields. I am so thankful that you are here with us today to get to know my special guest, Cherri Walston. This is something that you don't want to miss. So if you have any friends, you want to share this with them, just share it with them. Yeah, that's it. Cherri Walston is the founder of Igniting Inner Brilliance and the creator of Ignite Your Life's Purpose, a system designed to help ambitious women ignite their dreams and claim their purpose. She is also an inspirational speaker, trainer, a clarity coach, and also an author. So I want to welcome her for joining us today and giving us some tools and enlightening us about her journey. Welcome, Cherri. How are you?
I am doing wonderful, Sharon. It's so great to be here with you.
Thank you. We are so glad that you accepted. I know that you are going to give us some great tools and some nuggets that are going to help us walk in our purpose. So if you will, I did a brief introduction. Tell us all about you and how you actually got started.
Okay, wonderful. Well, as you mentioned, I'm a life purpose clarity coach, and it's so interesting how my journey unfolded. I started out helping women who were going through transitions in their life, whether it was a divorce or illness, and then I moved into helping women identify themselves as leaders, how to really show up in corporate America. And so now it's come kind of full circle. I'm going back to helping women identify their purpose so that they can live a life that they truly love and a life that they were created for. So, my background for the past 19 years has been in training and organizational development. Simply love helping people grow and develop. And so 2 years ago, I transitioned out of corporate America, and now I'm doing my own coaching business. So it's been an amazing journey. This is like a vision that I've had for my life. I'm a person who believes in having a vision, a compelling vision. And how do you see yourself in the world? How do you want to show up? And what does that look like? And so I can actually say with great pride and courage that I am actually living the life that I envisioned for myself. Now, I've had some bumps in the road now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Some bumps in the road, some curves, some turns, but life is good. Life is good, and I'm on purpose.
All right. That is amazing. It definitely is. And I'm so glad that you are doing what it is that you're doing, because too often we don't live life in its fullest, right?
Yeah.
We don't know what our purpose is. And if we do, we don't know how to manifest it and actually walk in it.
Yes.
So to actually hear you say, you're doing that. Yeah,
Oh,
you've been through
yes.
some things in your life, because that's a part of life, correct?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't know what you don't know. So that's a learning
Mhm.
process, right? We do
Mhm.
have to go through the bumps and the bruises because you learn from them. So all of our experiences in life is not for us to stay in that one place, but to help us
Right.
get to the next, right?
Exactly. And sometimes that's where your purpose is uncovered.
Yes,
even
absolutely.
even in that transition or that experience that we feel like that's negative or it's a roadblock, sometimes it's a setup to really help us, take a look around and find our path. And that's what has happened for me.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, you said that you worked in corporate.
Yes.
You were still employed when you decided to start coaching and helping other women? Was it a full pivot for you or?
Oh, I was doing this on the side.
Okay.
Yes, I was doing it on the side, having fun. And here's how I discovered my calling and my purpose. I had just, when I finished graduate school, I got my first job in my field. And I was so excited, and I was traveling and doing all these wonderful things. I was stepping out of my comfort zone because I've always been a late bloomer. So I'm not
Okay.
wasn't your traditional student. I went back to school a little bit later in life. So I was really living my dream, and bam, a transition happened. I lost that job. I got laid off. And so I was like, okay, Lord, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? And so I began to question myself and my journey, like, am I on the right track? I thought this
Mhm.
is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I took some time before I sought another job, to just really sit back, and I began reading. And I
Okay.
remember reading the book, Purpose Driven Life.
Mhm.
And this is probably back in, might have been 2003 or something like that. And I started like questioning. It's like, what am I supposed to be doing? I thought I was on track. And I decided to volunteer for a women's resource center.
Okay.
I went to volunteer as a peer counselor. I went through the training to become a peer counseling. And I remember my first couple, well, I would say probably the second session I had with a client.
Mhm.
And I took this client from coming in who was going through this transition in her life, and I began to help her visualize what she wanted for herself.
Okay.
And so I took her on a different road. I took her more through a visualization to
Mhm.
help her see what was possible for herself. And the more I began to do that with those clients, I was like, oh, this feels good. And it took me out of my own pain. See, I was laid off, plus I was headed for a divorce.
Okay. Mhm.
So
You're feeling that double whammy like,
I was,
"Wait a
I was,
minute.
yes,
What
I
is going?"
felt the double whammy, but I got lost in my own pain by
Mhm.
serving others.
Others. Yes. Yes.
That's where the aha moment came. And that's when I realized, wow, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I would go back home so full and couldn't wait to get back the next day.
Yes. Yes. Wow.
I like to say, I found my home.
That is beautiful. And what better way than to be healed than to be helping someone else through that same time period, right?
Yes.
And the things that we go through in life really isn't about us anyway. We
No.
take the journey, right?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
those things that we live through, deal with, we learn from, and we're supposed to be able to help others. So
Right.
that's amazing that you had that opportunity to do that. And I
Mhm.
can only imagine that the women that you were talking to, how much
Yes.
they could relate to you, because that's
Yes.
another thing. I love to read too, right? And
Yes.
reading is great, but there's something about
Mhm.
going through it, right? And
Yes.
talking to someone that has been through it, because you can
Right.
relate. You can relate.
Exactly.
You understand where that person is coming from. You understand their feelings. You may even
Mhm.
understand the fact that right now they're not ready to communicate, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, they just
Exactly.
want to be in that mode that they just want to
Mhm.
listen, but it's not that
Right.
they're not listening to you. They're just
Mhm.
receiving it in their own way. So it's a beautiful
Right.
thing. That
Yeah.
is a beautiful thing.
Yes.
So tell us about the program that you actually offer and what is the name of it?
The program that I offer 8-week coaching group for women, and it's called Ignite Your Life's Purpose.
Okay.
And this 8-week course helps you identify what your purpose is. It's like helping you awaken those dreams, because sometimes we have dreams inside of us that just sits dormant.
Right.
And we walk around, we're confused, like, oh, I don't know why I'm here. What am I supposed to do? And even in our own transition and pain, we question that.
Hmm.
So my program it helps you to awaken your dreams, ignite your passion, and discover your purpose in the process.
That's great, because sometimes we may have one, right? Or we may
Yes.
have two, but you need all three. So
Yes.
that's a great thing that you are showing women how to do that. And I just want to make sure that I'm correct. This program is just for women? Or,
Yes. It's
okay.
just for women.
Is
Yes.
there any age range or?
No age range. If you know that if you're questioning yourself, why am I here? Or even if you're in a situation, a job situation, and you feel unfulfilled, um, you are trying to even decide, should I stay in my career? Should I launch a business? What am I supposed to be doing? And even if you have a dream that you've been just sitting on, and that needs to be awakened. This program is especially for you. So there's no age limit to this program.
Great. That is good to know. And it's also good that you offer something like that, because sometimes we don't have other people to talk to, right?
Right.
There,
Exactly.
we're in different stages in our lives,
Mhm.
and it is good to have someone that understands, right?
Yes.
Always, but a process that you can go through, because sometimes you think that it's one thing, but it's actually another. So there's something
Exactly.
else, right? That's a little
Y-
bit deeper that needs to come
Exactly.
out to actually show you.
Exactly. And that's why I created this system, because as you said, it is a process. And it walks you through different steps and stages in the journey, even identifying your authentic self and who you are.
Hmm.
I think that's really important for women. We need to know who we are
Right.
and understand, our background and our experiences and how they shape us,
Hmm.
and how we show up, in those experiences, and what do we do with them, and how do we serve with them, and because that really helps us awaken our purpose. One thing about what has awakened me is that my own experience of being a woman who's visually impaired.
Okay.
So I was diagnosed with multiple eye issues. It's been probably 30 years now. And so experiencing that transition, I've kind of questioned, like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do with this?
Hmm.
Because I saw it as a, I saw it as an obstacle,
Okay.
that it was something that was going to hold me back. Oh, I won't be able to go to school, get my degree. What's the point? I won't be able to travel, do all these different things. So in my mind, I made up all these things that I couldn't do
Hmm.
because I was going through this transition. But what it did was it awakened something inside of me.
Okay.
I like to call it my inner vision light.
All right.
And so I learned how to navigate through my inner vision light outside of dealing with my outer vision circumstances.
Hmm. That's
And,
good.
s- and so when I tell, a lot of people don't know I'm visually impaired, because when you say visually impaired, it means different things for different people. I'm not in the dark, but I see things differently.
Right. And I was going to
Yes.
ask you about that. So thank you for explaining. Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes in visually impaired, you just see things differently. You may not, like peripherally, I
Right.
have, that issue. So I decided not to live from the outside in, but from the inside out.
Okay.
So when I chose to do that, that's when things awakened. That's also was a stirring of my purpose. That's how I was able to go into that women's center and begin to serve.
Hmm.
That's where the calling came for coaching, because as a young girl, I always visualized my ideal situation. how I wanted to see myself showing up in the world. And
Okay.
see, that was a gift for me because I didn't know that later I would be experiencing visual issues.
Right. Right. Right.
That's how I had to learn how to see it within, stirred
Mm-hmm.
up within, and I can call it forth on the out, regardless of what I see. So I see beyond 2020
All
vision.
right. That's it. I love that. Yes. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. And all of us have some type of impairment, right?
Hmm.
And I'm glad that you're saying it the way that you're saying it, because yeah, maybe the flesh part, right, is
Yes.
not
Yes.
working at 100%, but what it
Exactly.
ignited is
Mm.
more than you could even imagine, right? And it's
Yes.
kind of like almost superhero.
Yes,
Right.
yes, exactly. I love Wonder Woman.
All
So I'm a Wonder Woman fan. You know,
right.
Woman had a mission.
That's
She was
right.
on a mission and she knew what it was. And for me, that's like how purpose is. When
Mm-hmm.
you know your mission, but you know there are obstacles around you, but the mission, the calling, and the purpose is so compelling
That's right.
that you're not going to let that stop you.
That's
The
right.
obstacles.
Yeah, go over, under, around, whatever.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And this is what I mean by, I know that there's someone out there that is going through, right? And just like
Mhm.
you said, initially, you're like, wow, okay, how am I going to do this? Why is this happening? But you didn't let that stop you.
No,
So
no.
that's the message to that person that's listening. Like,
Yes.
use that. Use that.
Ex Yes,
Everything
right.
that we go through is something that you can learn from and use it to get to the place that you need to be and to fulfill your purpose.
That's so true because to me, for me, my experience, it has built character in me.
Hmm.
I am a resilient woman. I'm a courageous woman. I'm a determined woman. I'm a woman on purpose. And it's all because of the transitions that I had to experience in my life. And it's also a way, I always say, I had to learn to see things with new eyes.
Hmm.
And that means a different perspective
That's right.
and how I see it. So I choose to see it in a way that serves me, not hinders me or hurt me. How can I use that and still be ignite my own inner brilliance and still walk out my greatness?
Yes, that is awesome. Let me ask you this. Do you
Yes.
think with age, though, our perception of things has a tendency of changing? I mean, because the first half of your life, you've been through so many different things. And I
Mhm.
often say, the first half of our life, we're raising children, we're married, we're,
Yes.
focusing on education, careers, things of that nature.
Mhm.
And then things start to happen. Like you just spoke about going through a divorce. The same thing happened
Yes.
to me. So I had to go through that transition. My
Mhm.
children are grown. So empty nesting. Like there
Yes.
are various transitions that we do go
Mhm.
through, but I think that the way that you look at things, the way that you
Yeah.
react to things, they differ with age. That's my opinion. How do you feel about that?
For me, my own personal journey, I don't have children,
Okay.
um, but I would say when in my late 20s, I was hungry for being. I don't know. I just had this vision that I saw myself being this powerful woman, this successful woman. And then in my 30s, I questioned, how am I going to do that? You go through these things where you don't feel like you're smart enough
Mm-hmm.
or you're good enough. And then I already had these, issues dealing with my eyes. So a lot of things, my perspective started shifting. But in my 30s, I really started focusing on Cherie, how doing some personal development. And that also meant inner work as well,
Okay.
working on my inner self. So when I shifted in my 30s, it was like, excuse me, my 40s, it was like another level.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this level of, ooh, you know, I can really do some things. You know, I was like, I'm not too bad at 40.
That's right.
I don't look too bad. I'm still moving and shaking. I'm working through my career. But when I turned 50 and I'm 57,
Okay. 57
man,
and fabulous.
thank you. I turned 50, and it was like, it was exciting. It really wasn't scary. It was almost like surprising. Like, how did I get here that fast?
Right?
You know, how did I get here that fast? But thank God I'm here. But it was like, wow, what do I want to do with this second half of my life?
Mm-hmm.
It became exciting. It I created a new vision for Cherie, how I wanted to show up at the age of 50. What did that look like? That looked like a very vibrant woman, a woman who's still making things happen. And so at that mindset, I began to set some new goals for myself.
Okay.
So I think you do go through different transitions, age wise, and I think for me, it just really amplified who I am
Mm-hmm.
and how fabulous I am. And it's
Yes.
not, and it's not, when I say that, it's not being conceited,
Mm-hmm.
but I look back over my journey and I realize the things that I have overcome and experienced. I'm like, shoot, you a bad chick.
That's right.
You're still here. You've done some things. Celebrate yourself.
Celebrate yourself. Absolutely.
Yes, celebrate these years, because to me, these years are golden. You know what? I like myself now even more.
As you
I'm loving me.
should. That's
Right.
right.
I'm
As you
loving
should.
me. Yeah, yeah. So it's to me, it's a really cool time. It really is.
Good. I mean, that's the place that this podcast actually came from. And that's why
Okay.
it's unapologetic at 50. Because
Yeah.
I'm not gonna apologize for wanting to be the best version of me, you know? And I
Yeah.
don't think that we should have to. Yes, I'm still learning, I'm still growing,
Mhm.
right? But I love the skin that I am in, you know?
Yes.
Everything that I have already gone through,
Mhm.
I went through it. I
Yes.
remember it. I apply it
Mhm.
when it's necessary. But now
Right.
I'm finally standing up and saying, "Hey, girl, go ahead and do you. It's okay."
You better say it. That's so funny, because I had a conversation with my mother on the phone today. It's funny. My mom still thinks she can kind of run my life.
It's like that in mine too.
I'm like, are you kidding? I said, I'm going to do me, right? So,
Aw.
yeah. So, I mean, be yourself. And I think, too, that's why it's important to understand who you are, so that when something comes, because there's always going to be something that's going to come and try to shake you. But when
Mhm.
you're grounded in who you are, in your strength, your talents, your gifts, your personality, your inner brilliance, all those things that are your makeup, that you were gifted with, you can stand tall.
Right.
You can stand tall, and it's okay to be you.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I don't have to walk in anybody else's shoes, because honey, I got some narrow feet. So I need to wear my own
Oh,
size
that's
narrow
right.
widths.
I hear you loud and clear. And I also, I hear you saying over and over that even at a young age, you visualize it. And I'm thinking and I'm saying, that too is something that we need to do more of. Right.
Yes.
A lot of times we think about things that we may have an interest in,
Mhm.
and may want to do, but it's different when you can actually see it and see yourself in it.
Yes.
And it may not be exact. You know what I
Right.
mean? But it is
Mhm.
something about actually visualizing, because it's kind of like it makes it come to fruition before it actually does. And it
Yes.
becomes a part of you.
Exactly. Exactly. Because I visualize myself being a trainer. I visualized myself coaching. I visualized myself speaking. All the things that I've been able to do. I visualized going to Europe. All those things. I visualized writing a book. I visualized the kind of car I wanted. So,
Wow.
and those things have happened. I visualized being in a. I visualized not have to go to that corporate job.
Ooh, child, help me get my vision right.
You hear me?
Yes.
So it was powerful, but it goes beyond just seeing. You do have to see it first, and then you have to do the work.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the key. You got to do the work, but you've got to see it. If you can't see it for yourself, it'll be hard. It's just like, I visualized the type of woman that I wanted to be, how I wanted to carry myself, how I showed up in corporate America, how I talk, how I moved, how I dressed. I visualized that and I walked in it until it was already there. Here's the thing. I just tapped what was already inside of me. I
Mm-hmm.
had enough courage to do that.
Wow. You tapped what was already inside of you.
Yes.
That
And
is
and
good.
that's what I show my clients how to do too. You tap what's already it's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we just got to polish it up. We got to call it out. We got to name it and we've got to see it.
Yes, that is awesome. Tell us a little bit about your book.
Uh, the title of my book is called Her Exit Strategy: The Working Woman's Freedom Plan to Live Your Big Vision. I wrote the book for women like myself, who professional women who had a vision beyond their 9 to 5 job.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and this book helps you identify, the first part of the book really helps you identify, um, how to have a vision, first of all, how to create the vision, and then how to navigate the things that get in your way of living that vision. Because it's always some roadblocks. We got some excuses and
Right.
all these things, and so it helps you how do you get beyond that so that you can get through the other side, get to the other side of what you want. And then the second part of the book is how do you create that big vision for your life while you work your 9 to 5 job.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. They definitely need to pick that up.
So I was really excited about that project, and it's helped a lot of women who've had visions, whether it was for a business, maybe another career, or a cause that they want to start, or a nonprofit, or whatever it is. It gives you the tools and support to help you create that plan. When I say freedom plan, hey, I'm free now. I'm out of corporate America.
Right. That's right.
So everybody's freedom plan may be different. Your
Different.
freedom plan may be different from mine, but that was my freedom plan.
Right.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, how could we, or what advice would you give in reference to creating the vision? It's more than just something that you want to do and you putting it on paper. Is that correct? Is there other steps that we should be doing?
Well, I like to say creating your own mind movie.
Okay.
It's like being I call it the film maker of your life, the FEM, female filmmaker of your life. Okay.
Okay.
So you sit behind the lens of the camera and you create what you want to see for yourself. That's a compelling vision for your life. And then you began and to mainly get some support, because you need a support system. That is
Mhm.
so key. And it could be at least one person who believes in you, who you trust, and a person that will support you, because you
Yes.
always need somebody who's going to even cheer you on.
Mm-hmm.
And then create that strategy and that plan and work that plan. And the most important thing is to be consistent in working that plan. I think, lots of times we have so many distractions,
Right.
things that are getting in our way, even life events.
Mm-hmm.
I've had to deal with so many distractions, even when it comes to my vision, having to have surgeries. When I wrote my book, I was getting ready to go through a cornea transplant.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I wrote the book anyway. I was
Mhm.
like, this is not going to stop me. So you have to be dedicated, you have to be committed, and you have to persevere. That's the key to creating the life that you want and to live that life on purpose.
Wow. All great tools. All great tools. Is there anything that you want to offer us as a tool that we would be able to use in our everyday life to get us closer to maybe even understanding our purpose?
Yeah. Well, I have a free webinar, and it's the four steps to help you ignite the life that you desire. You can just RSVP for it. You could go to my website at ignitemybrilliance.com. Ignite My Brilliance. Come on the page, you'll see there RSVP if you're interested in the 4 steps to ignite your life.
Wow, that is awesome. Yes, definitely. Another thing is, how would we locate you or participate in any of your coaching services or any type of events that will be coming up?
Okay, I would love, I have a Facebook group, and it's called Ignite Her Dreams.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can join my free Facebook group, Ignite Her Dreams, and I will be keeping you posted on the things that will be transpiring with some of the services that I have. Like I said, I offer the group coaching program that's going to be starting the 1st of September. Well,
Okay.
no, this is, excuse me, the second week of September, and you can join that coaching group at any time. And so you'll learn a little bit more about that even when you watch the webinar. So that's one thing. The webinar is free. Join the Facebook group, Ignite Her Dreams. And you can always send me an email at cherriwalston@gmail.com if you'd like more information.
Cherie, thank you so much for being our special guest today. You have just enlightened us and caused us to ignite things in us too. I really do appreciate that. You are definitely a friend of the show. If there's anything that you are doing that is coming up, please come back and share with us so
Yes.
people will be able to join you and learn how to, connect with their purpose and have you and your coaching as a support system, because that is definitely something that we need. And a lot of times we
Yes.
don't have that. And you
Yes.
did say that, you said, even if you have one person,
Yes.
right? That one person that is going to be your cheerleader, that one person that's going to be your coach, but that one person that's always also, excuse me, going to say, no time
Mhm.
to slow down now. They're going to
Yes.
be truthful with you.
Yes. That's important. Yes.
Very, very important.
Mm.
And I think that I too need to do better with visualization,
Mm.
right?
Yes.
I do know what it is that I want to do. I believe I know what my purpose is, and I'm walking in it
Yes.
now. And that's being
Yes.
able to reach other women um, and allow other women's journeys to
Mhm.
help them, right?
Yes. Mhm.
But you opened something in me too. Now
Uh,
I'm like, okay, I need to do better with that.
awesome. I'm glad that I was able to ignite you too. And
Yes,
this is a wonderful show. I think this is so important, especially for women as we are in our midlives, that we need this kind of support and hear other stories of women who are doing some wonderful things even at midlife.
that's right. That's right. That's right. And who are dealing with other obstacles, because it's going to happen. That's a
Yes,
part
it
of
is.
life.
Right.
Another thing is, we don't know that other women are dealing with other things because
That's
there's
true.
this front, right? There's this
Mhm.
mask, these things that you see on social media. You see it when it's all put together, but you don't
Right.
know what it took to get there or what that person went through.
Exactly. And
Hmm.
what they are dealing with every day, but they
Right.
pull it off.
That's right.
They pull it off and with a smile.
With a smile. So true. Again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being our special guest. I look forward for you joining us again, and you're welcome anytime you like.
Thank you, my sister. I appreciate you having me on the show. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Take care.
You too.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Unapologetic at 50. Together, we will learn how to maneuver life's challenges while being our authentic selves without regret. Remember to subscribe to Unapologetic at 50 to be notified of new episodes. Don't be salty with me if you are the last to know. And never apologize for being the best version of you.